Hey, I want to share something with y'all. Do you remember back in, I guess it was around 2020, Aunt Jemima syrup and Uncle Ben's rice got canceled. I mean, I don't know how else to word it. That's what they said. We canceling Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's rice. Uncle Ben's in the grocery store. I want to share something with y'all. Jemima. Do y'all know who that is, where that name comes from? That's a beautiful name with a beautiful story behind it. If you've never read the book of Job, and perhaps you have read it, Job, it's in the Bible, the book of Job, he lost everything he had. And during that time, he refused to curse God. He said, no matter what, I'm going to praise the Lord. If you've never read that book, I would encourage you to read it. He lost everything. After that, after he refused to curse God, after that, he prayed for his friends that were kind of like naysayers to him, I guess. Even his wife was telling him to curse God, so maybe the Lord would kill him. He'd lost everything. But anyway, he wouldn't do it. And after that period, the Lord blessed him. He already had a bunch to start with before he lost everything. The Lord came back and just blessed that man wonderfully and gave him more children. And he had some daughters, and one of those daughters, her name was Jemimah. It talks about that in the book of Job. And it talks about what a blessing that daughter was. And it also talks about what was, it tells like a really great thing about her. I don't remember if it's that she sang beautifully or that she was beautiful, but it tells about Jemimah. That's a beautiful name. That's a biblical name. So it was interesting to me that out of all the things in the grocery store, it was focused in on one that was a biblical name that literally was a blessing from God that tried to get canceled. And Benjamin, let's talk about Benjamin. In the Bible, was one of the 12 brothers, Jacob's sons. He had 12 sons, Israel and Jacob, that's the same person. He had at least one daughter, Dinah. Jacob was that baby boy. And when those sons had to go to Egypt to get food, and Benjamin went with them, his daddy loved him, man. Israel or Jacob, that was the daddy, loved him. And Joseph, who was already in Egypt, the brother that was already there, who, by the way, had been sold into slavery by his brothers. Joseph was sold into slavery, into bondage in Egypt by his own brothers. And Jacob had 4 baby mamas. There were 12 kids, 12 sons, and at least one daughter, Dinah. But anyway, Benjamin and Joseph had the same mama, the same daddy and the same mama. And that daddy had already lost he thought he had already lost Joseph because the brothers told him he had died, but he hadn't died. They'd sold him into slavery. And then him and that mama had another baby, Benjamin. But anyway, when Benjamin went there and they got food, Benjamin was blessed beyond. He got a way bigger portion. Way bigger. Go read about it. It's in the Bible. You can read it. And it's just incredible. It's just incredible to me that out of all the products in a grocery store, Uncle Ben's, was one of the ones that got canceled. And Jemimah. And those are 2 characters, I guess you'd say, or characters in the Bible that have such incredible stories. And somehow, some force tried to cancel those 2 names off the shelves. And I thought, you know how they say there's things that make you go, That's interesting. Anyway, I just had to share that. I just had to share that. Um, that's really, I don't want to ramble on anymore, but I just wanted to share that about both Benjamin, who was one of the 12 tribes, one of the 12 sons of Jacob, and Jemimah, who was one of Job's daughters, a blessing from the Lord. Y'all go read about it. Ain't nobody talking about it. You don't hear nobody talking about that on the news TV station. I didn't hear it if they did. But the Lord Natural Born talked about it if we go read it. I love y'all. Y'all get in the Word because it's real good. I love y'all a lot. Okay, bye.